In this project, I will show how the courses in my theme, Healthy Living, are interconnected. Food Studies 10, Socials 10, and Science 10 in a video presentation. In the Week 20 challenge, I learned that indigenous people were taken away from their foods and they're not allowed to talk about it. Over the years, the traditional indigenous food culture was impacted and detached by destructive colonial practices. In this challenge, I found it interesting that Sezen Nottoway used her own knowledge she learned from school and how she cooks foods, continuing her family tradition. Sezen Nottoway is a trained Algonquin chef who gives traditional family recipes a modern twist. She grew up in the remote community of Red Lake, Quebec. Sezen is passing on her family's food traditions by serving it the way her grandma would, or changing it with her own technique. Similarly, my family's background, on both sides of my family, are of Filipino descent. My parents' family moved to Canada mainly because of better economic opportunities. The Philippines is located in Southeast Asia. A short history of the Philippines. It has been 75 years since the Philippines has become an independent republic. Philippines has so many food styles like Chinese, Muslim, Japanese, American, and Spanish. Many of the Philippines' signature foods have Spanish roots, but lechon has become the national food. I'm glad that my mom is cooking different kinds of food I like. In the Filipino culture, lechon is prepared when there is a big gathering like fiestas, weddings, or family gatherings. As the whole lechon is too big for our family, my mom learned how to cook a portion, the pork belly, so we can have lechon for dinner anytime without waiting for a big gathering. I asked my mom, and she said she did 5 times before she was able to do it correctly, just the way it should be, tasty and crispy skin. I like to eat, so my mom taught me, and I learned how to cook bacon. Rice and lechon are some that are easier to cook. In this project, I will show you how to cook pork belly. Today I'm going to show you how to make the pork belly lechon and to continue the family tradition. In preparation, to make sure you have to puncture holes to make it crunchy. The reason is it's because while it's cooking, it can get the fat off it. Next, we'll put in some herbamere salt. Beautiful. Now we're ready to put this in the convection oven. Skin up. The technique is to start by setting the timer to a low temperature, and by setting it to 2 hours, just so it doesn't burn. And now we wait. After 2 hours, it's still not crispy yet. As you can see. So, I'll put it back on for another hour at 350. Now we wait. In week 27, Food Studies, Innovation, I was inspired by the pastry chef who made the Cheetos in her own way. My mom taught me how to make my own corn chips by frying it, but it was too scary. So, I am innovating on how to make corn tortilla chips. I decided to do it my own way by baking it in the toaster oven. I'm really glad I chose the healthy living theme because first it had the food studies in it, second it has science where it taught me different techniques of making food, and lastly, because I like lechon, I learned where it came from and I got to know my parents' cultural background, and that's Filipino, which falls under socials.